Hi,
Hello, how are you doing, Pauline? Good to
I'm
see you.
great. It's great to see you. I'm just sending the invite out to the girls, um, and making sure they join. How are
Absolutely.
you?
I am doing great. We had a bit of snow here. I know you escaped the wrath of New York City blizzards, but
I
we're
know I
doing
made
okay.
great timing. Oh man.
So I thought for today, what would be really great is to get into millennial women, talk about yourself, Pauline, understand, what problems you're solving in the community and how others can give back and get involved. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. So I'll tell you a little bit about us. We founded about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. And we really are community based out of New York City, but we do have girls all over the tri state area. And our mission really is to unite, empower, and grow together. I see the girls are joining slowly. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Eva. Hey, Jocelyn. They're all joining. And I'm sorry, what was the next question?
There was not a next question yet, but what we're talking about is what is Millennial Women all about? So if I was to have someone join Millennial Women, what can I expect?
So, what you can expect is really a community, a support group, a safe place to exchange ideas, to talk about the things you're feeling, you're going through. As a female, we have a lot of diversity in our group, and that's really like a huge foundation and a chunk of who we are. And so it's really a place where whoever you're looking to connect with, whatever you're looking to get out of, whether it be to promote your business, whether it be for another mom who's a new mom too, looking for somebody to connect with, or somebody to mentor you in school, you will find in our community. Our girls are extremely supportive. They are very, very, very kind. And I say that very proud. I mean, I can see them all tuning in now. They're just amazing, you know. One of them starts a business, we all support. If one of them has an idea, we try to strategize together. And if somebody's out of a job, we try to look for a job together. So really, we do everything. We really do everything.
That's great. So what are the upcoming events that you have on the table that people can participate in?
So our events would be the next one coming up is our financial seminar that I will announce the date this upcoming week. And then the next one after that is a health and wellness. As you know, we do a lot of community service, not necessarily always at the same time because it's quarantine and we're living through a pandemic, so it's interesting times. But we do join in community cleanups. Some of our girls volunteer at local parks. Some of them tutor. Some of them even are tutoring through Zoom, which I just found out recently for kids that are behind. Because as you know, in New York City, a lot of our kids in certain communities are behind. So, hey,
It's
Dee,
important. Yeah,
it's
you
very
you have
important.
a lot of enthusiasm I see here. A lot of hearts going on. I assume they're for you. Just gonna take that guess. So, if we take a step back, what was the need in the community that you saw? Okay, Millennial Women, that's the organization. What was the starting factor?
So the issue was in the beginning that I needed a support group. It really started there. And although my friends were incredible, I felt as if we were a little bit segregated as a whole, and we were not as united as we could possibly be. And then just living through things, you know, as a woman of color, in corporate America is difficult. It's hard, and having that need to connect and missing out on something that I felt like I wanted to see change. I wanted to see change in how women connected with each other and how women dealt with each other in corporate America, but not just in corporate America, but in the world and in New York City specifically. And as I started joining different groups, I felt as if I didn't belong anywhere. They were very, very segregated. And because of that, it just threw me 3 steps back. And I said, I have to reevaluate what I'm really seeking. And when I really sat with myself, I realized that I already had the community, I just hadn't connected it. And so that's kind of how the heart of everything started. It really just started with a friends group. And I said, well, you're an attorney, you're a teacher, you're an architect, you work in entertainment. Why don't we just connect and become a powerhouse and outsource from each other initially and throw ideas back and forth, because we can all learn from each other. And it started that way. And then we just kept growing because everybody brought a friend, brought a sister, brought a cousin.
Right. So when you think about the growth of Millennial Women, what are some of the maybe not surprising, but unexpected, perhaps, benefits that you've gotten from this group?
Well, it's been tremendous growth. And even through the pandemic, it really, really has. Our first official ticketed event was last year, right before the pandemic. And it really blew my mind that we projected for 40 tickets. We only prepared to sell 40 tickets. And when you start things, it's kind of like you put your heart and soul into it and your money.
Yes.
So I was a little bit concerned, like, oh my goodness, how am I going to sell 40 tickets? How am I going to convince 40 people that they should attend this event? And although we already had the roster, selling tickets is just completely different. And it actually happened that we sold out. What happened was that we sold out, and there were still people asking to come. So I had to open another set of 20 tickets. So our event went from 40 to 60. And this is just because we had a pre-event the December before. Our vision board was in February 2020. And previous to that, we had a networking event in December. And there was just a vibe when we were together that was so positive. It was so great that people just wanted to bring their friends to experience it. And how people will describe Millennial is they can't. You just have to come and be a part of something that we do and connect with us, and then you'll see what the vibe really is, because it's unmatched.
So that's really interesting. So how could someone get involved with Millennial Women?
So they can get involved, first of all, by reaching out. So we are community-based. Usually we're by word of mouth. So the people that do get involved already know somebody, or one of our girls found us through hashtags, which is hilarious to me. She was just seeking a women empowerment group, and through the hashtag, she found us. And I don't know if she's on today, but her name is Rosanna. And she brought her cousin, brought her sisters, and they've been a part of us ever since. So in the year 2021, I want to say it's so easy to join. There's no process. There's no fee. We are completely not for profit. But because we're so local still, I would say most of our members have joined through somebody else that they knew. But Instagram has been a great tool. I mean, we've met through Instagram, which is amazing.
Right. So it's as simple as direct messaging you on Instagram, or sending an email, or finding you online as well, right?
Right. And last year we had a lot of free events due to the pandemic, which were planned to initially be at a venue and ticketed and all of that. But I decided it just was not the time for that. And we were fortunate enough that a lot of different people, different experts, consultants reached out and wanted to host events with us for free. So it was just through Instagram. They could find our information and join. There was no fee. There was no anything. This year, we're kind of waiting to see how things happen. As of now, they will be virtual. But hopefully, if all goes well, by the summer, we'll have physical events outdoors.
And let's say you're not in the New York area, and you're in Chicago or Pittsburgh, and you're a young professional woman, or a professional woman of any age. Can you join Millennial Women?
Absolutely. We actually have members in Chicago, so I think it's funny that you mentioned it. We have a CPA who lives in Chicago who's a part of our organization, and we also have another budgeting queen who is a part of our organization who live in Chicago. And they join our virtual events. So thanks to the pandemic, virtual has been great. But what they do is they have a sisterhood in us. So if they do come to New York, or we do go there, one of our girls, oh, hey, Kate, one of our girls moved to Seattle recently, which is really interesting. She's going to law school there. So our girls are scattered, but they're still very much in touch and united.
That's fantastic. And so when you think about that interconnectedness with COVID, as you move through 2021, what are your main priorities to enhance that connectiveness with your organization members?
So as we moved through 2020, say it again, I'm sorry.
As you move through 2021, what's your plan to really to connect members even more? Because with COVID, it's so easy to become disconnected because you're stuck in the house quarantining yourself for days on end.
Right,
So,
right.
what's that next step that you see in Millennial Women to connect?
Well, I think because of the pandemic, people now want to connect more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And although we're all very much zoomed out, everybody is sick of Zoom, but it is our method of communicating. And I feel as if what has worked for us is doing one-on-ones. So the girls are at this point, because they've already attended different events. We did have an in-person event last year that was after the vision board, after the pandemic. It was in September. It was a hiking trip to Bear Mountain. So you can already see the change in them connecting after they've attended an event, how they connect online, how they have a presence later, how they speak to each other. They end up just connecting with each other and setting up one-on-ones. If not, I also have one-on-ones with all the girls. I'm very, very much involved, very much in tune with what they need, with whether they reach out or I reach out. Thank you, Constance. It was a great event. And so we do a great job. We have group chats. We do a great job with just connecting. Whatever the topic is, doesn't matter. So one of our girls walked on the Macy's fashion show. We all joined their live. So it doesn't even matter what it is. We just really are in tune with connecting and being there for each other.
That makes a lot of sense. So, as we tail to near the end of the conversation, what are some of the top three to five ways people can give back with Millennial Women?
So how you can give back is really showing up. That's the number one. I always tell people, show up for yourself. Don't show up for anybody else. We are very much like a zero negativity tolerance group. Everybody is really there because they want to be. Everybody is in tune because they want to be. And people really find what they're looking for when they join our group, which some of it is healing. Some of it is just validation. Some of it is just support or a shoulder, whatever it is, a listening ear. And so it's just so easy to be a part of our group that all you have to do is show up. As long as you're showing up for yourself first. And then the rest always comes. Sometimes you show up and you get what you need and it's not what you thought you needed. So all it takes is to join.
Fantastic. Well, if there's anything I missed, any other shout outs you want to give before
I see
our time
the
is up?
girls. I mean, do you see all these hearts and all this chat? I just want to shout out all the girls. Honestly, Millennial is just a title. Our biggest asset is all the women that join, that show up, that attend, that shop from each other's businesses, that help each other revamp their resumes and find jobs. Everybody is just so extraordinary and unique. And I'm just honored that I can be among such amazing women. And one thing I will say with confidence is that each and every one of them will go far. I know that for a fact.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. If you haven't followed Millennial Women on Instagram, please do so. If you haven't followed Humbler Self Plug, follow us, or even better, sign up for an awesome event. Millennial Women, you'll see their events shortly on the platform.
Yes.
So get on that.
Yes.
This concludes another episode of the Giveback, episode 20, if you could believe it. Thanks again. Stay safe, stay healthy.
You.
Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Have a great night, guys.